Welcome back everyone. We're in the Giants editor today. I'm Jewel and we're on the Jewel's Peaceful Valley map. It's a Farming Simulator 19 map I'm working on that I'm making. And as you can see, worked on the roads. Now we're working on power poles. So we're going to go ahead and continue and see what we can get done. But I appreciate all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I appreciate everybody. Welcome to the channel. And everybody that's been viewing, stay tuned. Got a lot more coming. Appreciate everybody. So let's see what we got here. We need to make this power pole come along to this spot. So we're going to go ahead and click the one in the list just under this highlight. So we move on to the next one. And it's somewhere on the map. There it is, somewhere down there. So we're going to hit Control B to make it move over here. So hit Control B, then left mouse click. Then left mouse click again and it'll finalize it. We're going to click on this little marker, drag it down. We're measuring with this marker. Then we'll have to put this marker back to the road that it belongs to or delete it altogether. So, I'm going to move this in line with this road like that. I'm going to move the pole, make sure it's completely highlighted when you move it so you're not dragging the wrong pieces. So that looks decent. So now we're going to move this back to where we need to, right up against it. I'm going to come a little closer so I can see that we're hitting it. Alright, that's pretty close. And now we need to lift it real quick and barely put it in the ground. And now we need to check the light, make sure it's facing the right way. Okay, that looks decent. Let me see. I want to line up this power line to this other pole. I think that's decent. It could be curved ever so slightly. Let's barely turn it just a little bit. About right there. And that one's all done. Now we're going to click this one because we're alternating. Now this one is in the list here and you need to be on the very last one in the list because we're going to duplicate this one because obviously we don't have a whole list of them. I had moved them into a new transform group on purpose so I could put these taller poles in between these. If you've seen the last episodes, you'll see. Go back and look at my channel on the playlist and you can see the very beginnings of these power poles to see what and how to do it. There's a tutorial there. Alright, so now we're going to duplicate. Control D, let go, drag it over, put it about the right distance, about right there. Then click this, drag it over to this little crazy curve area. Alright, so now we're going to put this here. Let's turn this like that. And this one's not going to be 100%. We're going to just get it close. Drag it down. About right there. We're going to put this power pole. Make sure the whole thing's highlighted. Drag it over. We're going to lift up, make sure it's straight. It needs to be turned just a little bit. That's about right. Well, let me get out of that view. Now we need to up it. Lift it up. And then put it back in the ground just barely. Make sure this one's over just a little bit. And there we go. So now we can move on to the next one. Appreciate everybody that's part of the channel. Please hit the like button if you like these videos. You want to see more of them. Alright, so now we're going to pick the one just under this highlighted one. And now we're going to hit Control B and move it to approximately here. Control B, left mouse click again, and there we go. Now we're going to grab this marker, move it over so we can measure. Put it up against the road, lower it down, because as you can see the angle starts to change, starts going downhill. I'm just going to back it off just a hair there. Put that down a little. That'll be good enough. An approximation is all we need. Now we're going to move this pole till it touches the back side of this. That's our measurement. All the angles are different, so you have to kind of just pick one. Try to do the same one. Like if you're up close, pick that view on all of them. Don't pick one from over here because it's always going to be different. So now we're going to lower this into the ground just barely enough to say you did it. And then you got to look and see about the road, the shape of the light toward the road, the angle. Put it toward there and look at the power pole and see. It needs to be not a horrible difference in angles, but that one had to match that one, so this one's going to be a little crooked. But we got to look at the light fixture to see if it's facing the road in a decent spot. And I think we can turn it a little. So let's see if that helped the top up here. I think that'll be okay. Alright, so now we're done with that one. As you can see, it moves along pretty quickly. This one we'll want to duplicate. So let's pick the last one. Control D, duplicate it. Drag it down. The reason that we're duplicating these and not the others is, if you saw the previous episodes, I moved all of them that were in this list out and put them in here, and I'm only using one of the taller poles. This empty don't have the transform group. These don't have the transformer rather, and you have to put them. You have to click on the last one and then duplicate it, and then it makes a new one and it makes it the next number. So if you're clicking on the previous one, it's 11. Then you click on this one, it says 12, and the next one will be 13, and so on. So you're trying to keep them in order. So I'm going to bring it over closer to the road so I can get the distance measured, kind of just eyeballing it. Maybe about right there. Going to drag this over and measure it, and so on. So if you want to do this, you need to watch the first video so you can see basically you can see how I do it, how you get these in here, or what have you. So have a look at that. If you're wanting to do it, you gotta angle yourself to get this to highlight. So bring it down. I'm gonna double check the distance on that. No, okay, so it just don't look right. Okay. About right there, I guess. Let's see. There to there. There to there. I think that'd be right. Move it over a hair. Bring it in. Bring it down. You can see it changes when you get down to it. Bring it on down. If you don't get it right next to it, you won't know the true measurement, because it looks different once you get it up there. Let's lift it up a little, because this is kind of crooked. Let me see. That's about right there. And now we need to move this terrain, so hit terrain sculpt mode up here. See the little arrows? To make sure you have it on, in this case, subtract, but put subtract on my left mouse button. It makes it easier to use. So we're just going to gently smooth across here and subtract. Don't go too close to the road or you'll be removing it from under the road. I'm just going to move this a little, because we're going to set the power pole there. I think we should be good. Have a look at it, make sure it looks okay. Alright, that's decent. So we'll click on the power pole and we'll bring it in Bring it down. Wow, see the difference if you don't go on and bring it down? Looks very different. You have to bring it on in there so you can see it. Now these are going to be coming down because we're going down the road, so as you can see the difference in the ground level. So I'm going to look at it one more time from this view to see which one it needs to be. So closer is better. Okay, so right there is going to be good. So now we're just going to come in, bring it over till it touches. Then we're going to make sure we lift up, lift down right when it goes in. We're good. Check the angle. I think we need to turn it a little bit. Not much. Maybe just a little. Right there. And that one's good. And on to the next one. We'll click this one again. Make sure the whole thing highlights. Sometimes it's hard to get it to highlight. Gotta roll in closer where you can get it. Click the one just under it. Gonna bring it over here. You're gonna hit Control B as in boy, left click and left click again. You're gonna move this down and measure. So anyway, it's the same old thing over and over and over and over. We're gonna try to get to the end of this road here, and then we'll probably start work on something other than poles again, just to change it up a bit so you're not just watching all one thing, poles, 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 and roads, 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 and you know how that is. Map making's cool and everything, but it's a lot of repetitive work, so you have to just be ready to do it and not worry about all that. Now we got that. Lift up, put it barely in. Check the top. We gotta turn the pole so the light faces the street. Then we gotta check this, try to look at it and see that these are angled in a good direction. I think that's gonna have to do decent. I don't think it could be much better. We'll turn this a little more. We'll check the light and see. We could turn it more. I think that would be good, but this one's kind of a crazy little angle. See how that angles so much once you actually do it. So I'm not gonna angle it that much. That's extravagant. We'll just turn it a little bit. I ain't too worried about the street light. It should be fine. About right there. And now we're good. We're gonna click on the other one. Control D as in dog. Duplicate it, drag it out, drag it, get it on over here, get it lowered down to the road so we can see it. There we go. Click on this, bring it down, lift it up, change it a little bit. Gonna have to remove some of this ground. Alright, let's get the sculpt mode out. Click on that. Subtract a little bit of this. Not too much, just a little to get it down a little more. Alright, that's good. Left click. Back off so we can see where we want to put it. Alrighty. I think that's far enough. We'll put it there. It's on a little curve. Alright, let's lift this up. Tip that up. We're going to call that good since it's touching both corners. We don't want to worry about that part too much. We're going to bring this over to it. It's not going to be 100%. We could bring it over just a hair more and compensate for this little distance. So that's what we can say. We'll just say the middle part and then move it over to that. Roll in so we can see. Touch that. Lift that up. Barely put it in the ground. And if we wanted, we could put them lower than that. And if they fall, we'll have to put them lower than that. We'll see what happens. But now we gotta measure this angle. So we're gonna turn it. I think that looks good enough. So we're done with that one. So now we need another one of these. Click on it, click the one under it. Hit Control B as in boy. Click and click. The left mouse button. Bring this down. As you can see, it's not too bad. We get right up there. Let's move this. Bring it up. About right there. Bring it back. Rotate it. Roll on in so we can see. Not that far. Gonna have to use the sculpt mode again to get some of this out of our way. Not too much, but stay back away from the road a little bit because you'll have a mess. Just to make it a little bit more even. Alright. So lower this. We're going to angle this. Alright, let's lift it up a little. There we go. Approximately. We don't have to lower that. We can put the power pole there without it, but I'm just going to lower it. It's not that much more. So, put it there. Click on it. Move it over. Hopefully this isn't hitting the wall over here. Yep. So we're good there. Check this angle. We got to make the street light go in the right direction. All the little details. Try to get this power pole facing that one as best I can without making the street light go crazy. I think that's going to be about as good as you can get it. It'll just have to look kind of crooked. One of them's going to be crooked no matter what you do. Alright. Just for the angle of the road and stuff. Alright, that one's done. I already lifted that one, I believe, but I'll double check. Always double check. Lift. Put this one a little lower because of the edge wasn't quite there. And we're good on that one. And I think we'll have one more. I'm trying to decide if the power one needs to be on the end. I don't guess it matters since we're going to be turning and going another way. So we'll go on and put one of these. Control D as in dog. Duplicated it. Drag it over. We're going to put this one close to the end. Try to roll where I can see. Yeah. We'll try to make it both ways equal. So what I'll do is take this, measure it on this side, make a point, and then measure it on the other side as well. So let's say this needs to be approximately that far back. Actually, I'm gonna have to measure it more on the tilt on this side. Okay, so there we go. Bring this forward a little bit. Alright, now we're going to take and move this around. If you get what I'm saying. So we can put it on this side to see where this should be. Looks pretty close. Lower it. Alright, so that's pretty close. We're going to drag this one over to meet it, just barely. And that's going to make us be hitting exactly this distance and this distance. So it's pretty equal. And we're going to go on and turn it. Which actually there should be a street light here. Because we're on a corner. I'm going to probably put a double transformer there. That's probably what I'm going to do. because we need a light on this main area here. Alright, so we're gonna move this over a hair just so we know where to put this one. Click on it, click the one below it, click Control B as in boy, click next to this, click it again, finalize it, come in, angle this light to point into this corner here, because we're going to be curving around the corner here. So that's the direction we want that light to be. Something like that. And we're going to put this right up against this corner, like so. And we're going to lower it just into the ground. And we have that one. Now we're going to click on this one. And we'll at least put it where it's going to go over here, since it's going to be another one in the line. If we go this way, whichever way we decide to go with it. I don't guess it makes much difference. I'm going to bring this down real quick, and this will be the last pole for this particular episode since we finished that road. That's the main goal. But as you can see, I just wanted to show you how to do the corner. Get that going. Alright, let's move this back, lower this down. And we'll have to move that ground a little bit here. Just get it out of the way, bring it down a little bit. Sorry about the dogs barking if you heard that. I'm going to go ahead and click on here. Finish this out. And then we're going to call that an episode. Move this forward, tilt it. And about right there. So I'm going to bring this over and up to about right there, twist it around and drag it over. Make sure it comes up against this. And that's about right. The angle's good. Now we're going to come in close. Make sure we lift it up. And then barely into the ground we go. And you can see the power pole should be relatively the same height. It's all different. It moves with the ground, so it's not important, you know. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and I appreciate everybody. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.